Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah.
Let me make sure we live on Twitch and YouTube before we bring us on camera here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just waiting on that YouTube notification, people, before we come on camera, because YouTube take all day. I think we're good, though. I think we're good.
Yeah.
What up, people? What up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter. Make sure you follow them on Twitch. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. I am joined by my co-host Tony from Get the Tables, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you coming through. How you doing?
Doing all right. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Man, I'm making it. I've been dealing with a freaking sinus headache, jet lag. I don't even know what to call it. It's been a week straight of just nonstop pressure. And today it got kind of bad like the last 30 minutes, but I took like some BC powder before we got on, so we should be good to finish the show. But like right here, it feels like Rikishi is sitting on my face right now. It is horrible. But we got a busy show to do. It's a busy week. Can't miss this week. It's just too close to the playoffs. We gotta keep it going. And I appreciate everybody that's joining on Twitch and the ones that's coming in on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Let me make sure. I always gotta double check YouTube. YouTube just one day is good and one day is not. All right, YouTube is up and running, so we are good to go. We're not here to waste no time. We're going to get into week 15 of the NFL, make our power rankings for this week, mine is going to be kind of tough considering what happened this week. I know the first two easy, but after that, I don't know what to do now after the first two teams. Yeah. But and then we make our week 16 predictions, and we'll discuss some more, as far as like playoff standards and things like that. So let's not waste any more time. Let's play this intro. We'll get right into it. Yep, there it is. As you see, we got that Week 15 NFL recap coming up. And it was a crazy week. I know Tony is happy. He's in a good mood. His team got a big win this week.
Woo, yes, sir.
But, hey, look, I told Tony his team was going to win the division. He didn't want to believe it at first, but I think he's starting to believe it now.
A little bit.
Yeah. So you better hope you won't match us again. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be just like last year. But let's get into it, man. We start off with the Raiders dominating the Chargers 63-21. Chargers are now 5-9. Raiders are 6-6. I'm gonna have to look at the AFC. I don't know. They're technically not eliminated, but it's still not looking good for the Raiders. It was just dominating game, man. It was a Thursday night game. I didn't watch any of it at all. I didn't care for this game at all.
Right.
But the best thing, something we've been talking about for almost a year and a half now, is what's his name? Stanley finally got fired. Get him out of here.
Thank goodness.
Let's go.
Finally got him up out of there. That's my only thoughts on that game. What you have on that game?
Same. You know, that's the type of game you wanted to see from a Chargers standpoint. I mean, you never want to see your team get blown out, but that definitely helped matters move quickly with him getting fired. We probably saw one of the best interceptions ever in football.
And Al Michaels did not care about it at all.
Now we know why he's not calling the playoff game this
right
year. So I mean, that was a crazy interception with that one-hand grab for a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, as a Charger fan, not much to really talk about other than your coach gets fired. Many participants, candidates that you can go after in the offseason. And in the Raiders, your hopes are still there of making the playoffs. Not very big, but you got something to play for still.
Yeah, I mean, for now, we'll get into next week's games. But yeah, shout out to the Raiders for keep fighting, I guess, man. And shout out to the Chargers for finally firing the guy that we said should have been fired 2 years ago.
But I don't know how he kept his job.
Yeah, and we got another coach in the NFL that we're going to get to that should have been fired last year as well. But we're going to get into them once we get to his team. Moving on, the Bengals keep their playoff hopes alive. They moved to 8-6, taking out the Minnesota Vikings 27-24. Vikings are now 7-7. Browning coming in 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception because you know Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. But the Bengals getting the win. Chase got injured. What up, Rob? Rob is on time. Can you believe that?
Holy crap.
Rob is on time.
Frozen over.
I know, man. Like, what's really going on, man? Lamar Champion, what's good, man? He said, "Good morning, gentlemen." And Tony, I just caught that. Yeah, man. Browning keeping the Bengals in the playoff hunt at 8-6. But Jamar Chase did get injured, so I don't know his status for the rest of the season. But I mean, they get somebody back and somebody else get injured with the Bengals. It's just bad luck with them. But what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of wrote the Bengals off once Burrow got hurt and was out for the year. It was a game that they probably shouldn't have won on Saturday because the Vikings went up, I think, by 17. And the Bengals still had to make a game-winning, not a game-winning, but a tie to tie the game on a drive to get to even make it into to them to even win the ball game. So, look, props to the Bengals for not giving up on their season when their quarterback went down. Browning's out there playing pretty solid, as you'd want from a backup quarterback. I know he had a chip on his shoulder saying that the Vikings cut him, so he had something to play for. You know, that little of a pride game a little bit. Yeah. But them losing Chase hurts me as well because I have him on my damn fantasy league team. Going into an important playoff game. But again, that hurts the Bengals as well as they're trying to drive and keep up with the Browns in their division and everyone else that's fighting for that playoff spot, man. So that, like you said, they get one back, they lose another. They're kind of like the Baltimore Ravens this year, where they're losing key players at the worst point of the year. So we'll see how they do the rest of the year. But you got to at least say, hey, they're still going out there and playing hard.
Yeah, man. I saw that injury when it happened live with the Ravens. Keaton Mitchell, man. Good Lord. As soon as he went down, I was like, bruh, This don't look good at all. So, but we'll get to that too. Speaking of keeping playoff hopes alive, the Indianapolis Colts moved to 8-6 as they take out the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-13. Steelers are now 7-7. I believe losers of 3 straight. I feel bad for Mike Tomlin because he just simply doesn't have a quarterback. Mitch Trubisky 16-23, 2 interceptions because Dak's the only one that throws picks. 169 yards, 1 touchdown. Gardner Minshew 18-28, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Man, I almost
Minshew tearing it up.
Yeah, I almost picked him up in my fantasy just in case Pat Mahomes had a bad week, but I had a bye week, so it didn't matter to me this week anyway. So, yeah, Colts keeping playoff hopes alive. They are 8-6. I would have never thought that.
No.
You could have paid me. I would have bet you my whole year payment that the Colts is going to miss the playoffs this year, and I'm glad I didn't do that. So, it was something else happened. Oh, KZ, DeMonte KZ.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Getting suspended for the rest of the year. I don't believe that should have happened, man.
Well, they said that's like his 5th or 6th time getting penalized for those type of a hits. So, I mean, is it a drastic penalty suspension for the rest of the year? I mean, there's like, 2-3 games left. So, it makes it sound worse because it says for the year, and you're thinking, holy crap, but it's really only like 3 games. I hear you. Did the play look dirty? Absolutely. Is there another way that guy could have came out that tackle? I'm not sure. I don't know. But again, I feel where they're coming from with the penalty or with the suspension, but maybe it's a little bit too drastic of suspending him for the rest of the year. I know Tom Brady was defending him as well, which you would think would be the opposite. But what I've been hearing a lot now from Steeler Nation or people in general is what's going to happen with Tomlin. People are starting to call for his job in Pittsburgh, which I think is ridiculous.
They better chill out.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has been, given a rough hand once Roethlisberger retired. They probably reached and got Pickett, which seems to be the bad choice as of now. He hasn't really developed into anything yet.
Right.
And now he's dealing with a rotation of quarterbacks with Trubisky and Rudolph. So I don't think he should lose his job at all. And Steelers aren't ones to fire coaches anyways. They've only had 3 coaches in their
which is crazy.
In their franchise history, which is pretty insane. But yeah, I mean, the Steelers are I think they're just in a tough spot. They don't have a quarterback. It seems like there's a lot of drama going on in that locker room as well. I think at this point, it's probably better for them not to make the playoffs and get a team that is a little bit more deserving to be in that playoff at the end of the day, or end of the year, I should say.
Well, I'm pulling for them to at least go 500 because Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. A season under 500, so I'm pulling for them to at least do that. So at least get that done for him, Pittsburgh. Because calling for this man job who's never had a losing season, no matter what type of quarterback and team and whatever y'all gave, man, stop that. Come on now, ridiculous. Be for real.
That's a bit much.
This game shocked me. The Detroit Lions put up 42 points on the Denver Broncos as they win 42-17 over Denver. Denver is now 7-7. Detroit is 10-4. Jared Goff, 278 yards, 5 touchdowns. 5. This man balled out. Jahmyr Gibbs at 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Amon St. Brown, 7 catches, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. And then you see Russell Wilson getting chewed out by Sean Payton on the sideline. This is a blow to the Broncos, but the Lions are they still technically have a chance for the number 1 seed as well. So
they need some help.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
they need the Niners to start losing. But man, that was a hell of a game by the Lions. It was kind of looking weird at first because it was just kind of back and forth, a punting game where they were just punting it back and forth, and then the Lions started to heat up on offense. Laporta with 3 touchdowns. That man, what a pickup for the Lions on draft day, getting Laporta and him playing at such a high level, breaking records as a rookie tight end. I mean, he's looking like the real deal out there. Goff playing super safe, 5 touchdowns. That offense, man, is scary. They got some weapons on that offense. If they get going and Goff is very safe with the ball, man, you got Laporta, Brown, you got Gibbs, Williams, you got
Reynolds,
Montgomery. I mean, they got a whole bunch of offense on that team. So whoever they're playing in that playoffs, they better not take the Lions lightly. Their defense, obviously, is probably their weak link. But even then, they played good against the Broncos. They had Russell running all over the place. They did get a couple of touchdowns near the end of the game where it was kind of a blowout at that point. But, yeah, Lions, man. Who would have thought? Second seed right now. That's insane.
Yeah, they're doing their job, man. But that's all right. We're going to shut them up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a huge game, man.
We're going to shut them up in 2 weeks, and both of them will have, well, I don't know who the Lions play next, so we'll see. Most likely they'll both have the same record going into their game 2 weeks from now. So shout out to the Lions, though. Moving on, the Cleveland Browns barely escaped the Chicago Bears 20-17. Browns are 9-5. The Bears are 5-9, playing hard. I mean, I got to give Chicago credit, man. They're playing like the team that I thought they would be earlier in the season. It's just they're not going to make the playoffs, so it's too late for all of it. But they're starting to show what I thought they could be with the talent that they did have. But they did lose. They had the ball in the end zone. They had it on the Hail Mary. He was on the ground.
Crazy.
That's like one of the easiest catches, right? When you're on the ground, you don't have to chase nothing, and it just lands in your lap. And I guess he wasn't expecting it because when it bounced, he was like, oh, here you go. And then it was gone. So,
yeah, I mean, it looked like we can say it from a viewing perspective. Watching it, oh, man, how did he not catch that? But put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, the ball is coming at you fast.
Yeah, you got to react with a quickness.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that happened. It's not like the ball fell to him while he was laying. Like, it came off of a tip.
Yeah.
Off of a tip. Like, this guy didn't expect the ball to land in his lap. Like, I give it. That's what they made it seem like it fell right to him, and then the momentum of him getting up, because I think he was trying to get up.
Yeah, he was sitting up.
He was trying to get up from falling down, and the ball just fell to him. Like that was just a wild ass play. To me, the Browns are just destined to make the playoffs. After they were losing the majority of the game, they were getting outmatched by the Bears. And it didn't look good for the Cleveland Browns at all. They somehow get the ball back, score, and then you have the Hail Mary, and they still end up picking up the win. I think the Browns are just destined to make the playoffs at this point.
Yep.
And they're winning games with freaking Joe Flacco, who was sitting on his couch
Ravens legend
a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, I think they're just destined to make the playoffs. And like you said, the Bears are playing hard.
Yep.
They just don't have the talent. They just don't have that talent yet to be a competitive team in the NFL. They'll get there eventually. But we'll see what happens in the draft, in the offseason, what they do, if they move on from Fields or whatever have you, what they're going to do with him. But
that's a question.
Very entertaining game.
That's a question I have for you after you see Rob. First of all, shut up, Rob.
First
of all, but my question is, from what you've seen from Fields this year when he was healthy, would you move on from him for another maybe in like a Caleb Williams or somebody? Or would
I don't know. It
roll
depends
with
on
Fields?
what type of offense you want to run, because Caleb is not like Justin Fields. He's not much of a he's more of a pocket passer, if you're asking me. I think if you want a Caleb who is just a pocket passer, who's not gonna, you can't do like a lot of RPOs and stuff like that, then yeah, you might want to move on. Or if you feel like he's not going to progress to anything else, yeah, you move on, try to get some more draft picks, draft Caleb Williams with the number 1 pick, and you develop around him. Again, if you want to be competitive and you're trying to be something here soon, you keep Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe trade that other first-round pick you have, get more first-round picks in the future, or maybe you get a player. I would keep Fields. I think he has potential. I just don't think he has any type of weapons other than Moore and Kmet, if you want to throw him in there, to really go around. Like, the running game is very iffy. Khalil Herbert, I think you can move on and get someone better. I think losing Montgomery was a huge loss for the Bears. I think you keep Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., or maybe trade that first pick, get a lot in return, get Harrison Jr. if you still can, and you build around that. Imagine Moore and Harrison Jr. Holy crap.
And then they signed somebody like Tony Pollard in free agency.
Right. And then you just develop around them. And if you trade that other first round pick, or maybe they keep it. I mean, come on, man. I feel like you can't move on from Fields yet. He hasn't been given a fair chance yet, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, seeing him play at the end of last year and when he's healthy this year, I mean, it's kind of hard to move on from. He's been pretty good for the majority of the season when he is playing, right? What we didn't mention was he was on a scramble. He was on a run on one play and had 3 dudes in his face, threw it deep down the field. I can't remember the guy who dropped it, but it was a wide open touchdown near the end of the game when he dropped it. So, I mean, you can't blame Fields from that. But I saw somebody, a Chicago Bears fan, I don't know who he is, because I don't follow him. He don't follow me on Twitter. Or X, whatever you want to call it. But he posted, Justin Fields missed another wide open receiver. We're like, hold on. I don't even get into Chicago Bears business on social media, but don't do no BS like that. That was wide open. That was a perfect throw. He dropped it.
That's just a Fields hater. They try to blame everything on Justin Fields. You know, like, what do you want him to do? Run up and then place the ball in his hands? Like, they're a wide receiver for a reason. They have to catch the ball. And, I mean, we see wide receivers make tough catches all the time. There's no excuses for these drop passes and then blaming it on Justin Fields when he's making a tough throw on the run with 3 people in his face. Like, give this man some credit. Like, Justin Fields isn't garbage.
Right.
Like, he's not like, I think people like to try to compare him to Pickett or something. Like, I would love to see Fields on the Steelers offense. Like, could you imagine how better the Steelers would be if they had Justin Fields behind them? Like, I feel like he's given such a bad hand at just what's going on with the Chicago Bears, where they haven't really done anything for him to be better. You know, they got Moore, which was a good pickup, but that's really all they have. And they got Cole Kmet, who's a solid tight end, but he's no like Laporta or Kelsey or any of these other pretty high-end tight ends. He's there, but he's nothing great. And their running game is awful. It's awful. They have no running game. It's Fields who is their running game, so they need to develop around him. They need to help him become a better quarterback by giving him some more weapons and a stable offensive line. Exactly. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I think they should keep him. And if not, if I'm Pittsburgh, just like you said, I would go after Fields.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a handful of teams that are going to be in the Fields sweepstakes. Like, come on now.
I don't know what the Colts think about Minshew because he's doing all right. But if I'm the Colts, I'll probably go after
the Steelers. I mean, I would even throw the Bucks out there. I mean, they may keep Baker after how he's playing, but you got Bucks. I mean, there's Falcons,
yeah.
I mean, there's a handful of teams out there that are going to go after Fields. Like, come on.
So, yeah, we'll see how they go. I would say Cleveland, but they locked in that contract. They can't get
they're dumb. They screwed themselves on that one.
Anthony Rich. Listen, anyway, Rob, don't get me started on Anthony Rich. I'm gonna just leave that alone. But just know that man was overhyped. I told y'all when he was in Florida, he wasn't like that, bro. But he can't throw the ball. He's a runner. He's what Anthony Richardson is. What the media try to tell y'all Lamar is. A running back. That's who Anthony Richardson really is. So let's keep it moving. Your Tampa Bay Bucks moved to 7-7. Taking out the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, 34-20. Green Bay is now 6-8. That was a big hit for them in their playoffs. Big wins for you guys, 7-7. I believe you're number 1 in your division now.
We are.
Baker Mayfield, 22 of 28, 381 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jordan Love, 29 of 39, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. So the quarterbacks went at it. Mike Evans, 4 catches, 57 yards. Chris Godwin, though, 10 catches, 155 yards, man. This was a good game. And shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. Congrats on y'all. That's a good win for y'all.
Yeah, the offense is starting to play a lot better. The offensive game planning, the play calling has gotten a lot better. I wish we saw this team from the beginning. Like, the play calling has been fantastic. The running game is starting to get going with Rashard White. He's one of the leading receiving running backs in the league, just right behind McCaffrey. So they're using White a lot, and it really looks like the Seattle offense where they use a lot of these motion plays and trick plays to get you guys on your feet and on your toes. Mm-hmm. Baker was very accurate. For whatever reason, they just did not give any respect to Godwin. Godwin was open on very many of these passes. The tight end was open. Otten was open a lot.
Yeah, he's worried about Mike.
Great. Yeah, it was just a great game by the Bucs. There's stuff they need to work on. The defense is still not there. They didn't have Carlton Davis again. The whole situation with Devin White, I don't think he's going to play again the rest of the year for the Bucs. The drama with him not wanting to be a rotational player. And he wants to be a guy that's on the field the majority of the game. I mean, he just doesn't want to be a team player. I don't blame Todd Bowles for not playing him. Right. I mean, you got to be a team player. And KJ Britt is outplaying Devin White, like plain and simple.
Yeah.
If you watch highlights and watch film of the Bucs defense, Devin White is not who he was a year or two ago. I don't know if it's just that you don't want to play for the Bucs anymore, or you're injured, or what.
He's right.
But I've been a big Devin White guy. I love Devin White. He was one of my favorite Bucs as well. But you can really see where he stands on it's either my way or the highway, and I don't really like that too much. Yeah. And I feel like Todd Bowles is a Devin White guy as well. And to me, for him to sit him a healthy scratch, things aren't right. So props to Bowles for not letting Devin White play over a guy that deserves it like KJ Britt. And the defense is really performing better with Devin White out of the lineup, which is kind of shocking for me to say.
Yeah, because that is a very speedy linebacker. So when he is on the field, he
so whoever gets him next year is going to be very lucky to have him. But I don't see him a Buccaneer next year.
He might be a Cowboy while Rob talking about the Saints. Because we're going to get to our linebackers and yada yada, but or lack thereof linebackers. Let me say that. Moving on, Houston Texans move to 8-6 on the road as they take out the now 5-9 Tennessee Titans 19-16 without Nico Collins, without C.J. Stroud, without Tank Dell on the road needing this game. Case Keenum stepped up 23 of 36, 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Will Levis 17 of 26, 199 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Derrick Henry.
What about that? Yeah, holy shit.
What the hell happened to Derrick Henry? 16 carries for 9 yards. How? How you have 4 carries in your? This is Derrick Henry, man. I don't care if he's slowed down or whatever. He's still a big guy to hit. How you not getting yards as Derrick Henry? I don't understand.
I don't think he wants to play for Tennessee anymore. I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that heart. I don't think he has that passion to want to play. I think he's there just to get paid type of deal. I'm not a Titans fan. I don't watch their games all the time. But from watching some of those highlights and then watching overtime, it just doesn't feel like he wants to be there. It doesn't feel like he really cares. Levis is running for his life because that offensive line couldn't block worth crap. It's a pathetic loss.
That too.
And I know a lot of people are saying maybe Mike Vrabel should lose his job, which I don't think he should. I think he's a good coach.
I mean, they just beat Miami in Miami.
Right, and I think they're underperforming for sure. I think the Tennessee Titans, I think a lot of people had them being, in the mix for the division.
I didn't.
So I think they're not performing as the team that we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. But man, a pathetic performance from Derrick Henry. I don't know who you blame that on, him, the offensive line, the play calling, or what. But 9 yards.
Oh, that's
rough.
Let's get this: 4 catches for 1 yard.
What? Yeah,
He
that's crazy, man.
This man had
But
10
like you
yards.
said, huge win for Houston. No Stroud, no Nico, no Tank going into Tennessee. Them rocking the Oilers jerseys as well.
That's so disrespectful.
That is, bro.
Oh, I was so happy for Houston that they won that game because that's disrespectful, man.
That is. And for them to pick up that win in overtime when they were
Yeah.
trailing the most of the game, that's a huge win. Now they're tied with Jacksonville and the Colts for the division. Holy crap. Who would have thought? Definitely Texans are outperforming what we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. So props to them. Who would have thought? I didn't, for sure.
Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't think the Colts would be up there.
Me neither.
But yeah, man, Derrick Henry touched the ball 20 times and got 10 yards. Woo! Never thought that would be possible. I don't care what age he or whatever he got going. I never thought that would be possible. Because, look how big he is. He just falls for it, right? So,
Yeah, you would think. At least he's going to break one tackle, but sheesh.
yeah. Nope. Didn't happen. But let's keep it moving. The Dolphins eliminate the Jets from playoff contention as they move to 10-4 by taking out the Jets 30-0 in Miami. Tua 200. That's a lot of T's in this saying. Tua 224 yards, one touchdown. Mostert 15 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. Waddle 8 catches, 142 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is cleared to go, and now is he going to play? That's the question.
He would be dumb to play behind this offensive line. Does he want to get hurt again? He has nothing to prove. If you want him to go out there and maybe have like a feel-good moment, maybe have a drive or a couple of snaps, sure.
Yeah.
But to have him play the whole game,
I wouldn't even get out there.
would be ridiculous. Yeah, I wouldn't even
Did you see that
have
hit?
that cross my mind.
You see that hit Zach Wilson took?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Ain't no way in hell I'll get out there. Y'all wonder why Zach Wilson didn't want to get back out there. He was like, no. So, and then y'all go blame me for the loss too, and I'm out here getting hit like this, man. You crazy. I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the Dolphins. We will see y'all next week, and we'll get into that once we get into that. The Chiefs bounced back, and they moved to 9-5 as they take out the Patriots 27-17. Patriots are 3-11 by Bill Belichick. Chiefs are 9-5. Pat Mahomes 305, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. I'm glad I had a bye week because Pat Mahomes would have pissed me off with those interceptions. Rice 9 catches, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. Chiefs get the win. That's all I got to say on that. Good bounce back win for the Chiefs, I guess.
Yeah, I got nothing to say other than, man, Kadarius Toney, man, dropping another wide open pass, which led to an interception. Yikes.
Right.
I think the Chiefs are in trouble, man. I honestly don't think they're the best team in the AFC. I don't think we'll see them in the Super Bowl this year as either. I don't even know if they'll make the AFC Championship
Which is
this year.
crazy.
They have nobody on that offense, wide receiver wise. I'll give it. Rasheed Weiss is playing a lot better. I know his last couple of games he's been performing at a higher level, but let's see how he does it in the high stakes situation, game on the line in the playoffs.
Right.
We've seen Kelsey do it. We've seen others do it when they played for the Chiefs. Let's see what he does when they're on the road, more than likely. This year in the playoffs, or next year in the playoffs, I should say. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't want to hear this Mahomes is tired bullshit. I mean, get out of here. Everybody's tired at this point.
I think he's saying it's tired of the players dropping the ball. I think that's
that too. I mean, I don't disagree with them, man. At this point, I could see the frustration on Mahomes' face, especially when Kadarius dropped that pass. How else do you want him to throw it to you, Kadarius Toney? You want him to run it and place it in your hands?
He showed frustration with that drop finally. Pat Mahomes did.
Good. He should. He should show some of that. He's the leader of the team. He should show his frustration with the wide receivers when they're dropping wide open passes like that. I have really nothing else to say. Patriots, bye Belichick. See you on another team more than likely. Good luck with the new coach that comes into those. And try to back up or follow Bill Belichick. Won't be easy. But it's time for them to move on from Belichick. I think at this point, They need to start all over again, and they have the perfect opportunity this coming draft with getting probably a top 3 pick. So draft a quarterback, move on from there, and Chiefs, good luck in the playoffs because I don't see you getting past the first round.
Yeah, as long as Bill Belichick don't go to the Giants or the Commanders, I'm good. All right, so just stay away from those teams who might need coaches. Right. Moving on. Speaking of the Giants, they lose 24-6 to the Saints. Rob said Kelce got to break up with Swift. Well, Kelce is talking about proposing to Swift, so that ain't happening, Rob.
There you go.
But yeah, the Saints moved to 7-7. They take out the Giants, who are now 5-9. So they put an end to the Giants' little hot streak. Derek Carr, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns. Saints, they right there with you guys. Rob said they're winning out. I don't know about all that, Rob, but yeah, the Saints are neck and neck with with your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. So how you feeling about them right now?
I do feel like the Saints win the division. They do have a little bit of an easier schedule the rest of the year. We have to play the Jags this weekend. And I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is playing or not. If he's not, then I think we have a good chance of winning. But playing against that Jags is going to be tough. Saints remaining games, I believe they play the Rams this week, and then they play the Bucks, which I could be for the division right there. I can't remember who the Saints' last game is against. But we still got to play the Jags. Didn't have to play New Orleans, who always gives us a tough run. And then we got to play the Panthers. So, yeah, it sounds easy. If we beat the Jags, I think we have a great shot. I think they said that if we beat the Jags this week, all we have to do is win one of the last 2 games of the year. And we win the division. So, regardless if we lose to the Saints or not. So, we win the last 2 out of 3 games, we're in the playoffs. So, but yeah, the Saints, I don't trust the Saints. Even if they did make the playoffs, I don't see them doing much noise. They'd probably play the Cowboys or the Eagles.
And look,
and they'll get blown out just like how the Bucks will if we play the Cowboys or the Eagles. So it's just as simple as that.
Y'all will beat the Eagles. Y'all will beat the Eagles. Just if y'all match up with the Eagles, y'all will beat the Eagles. Let me say this now. Saints fans, if the Saints do make it, I hope we drop to number 5 so we can take y'all out in the first round.
Bruh.
You know why? Rob, you should remember him because you're a Saints fan. You know Kyrie Robinson, right? Former running back for the Saints, Rob. You know who that is? He's been on my Facebook talking a lot of noise. Like he's still in the league and he's still on here. You know, he hates the Cowboys for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't draft him. I don't know. But Kyrie Robinson has been on my Facebook talking a lot of noise, and he was capping a lot Sunday when the Cowboys lost. And I'm like, bro, your team ain't even gonna make the playoffs, and you talking. So Kyrie Robinson, I know you go see this. If y'all do make it, I hope we drop to 5, because I want to take y'all out in the wild card, and you know it's gonna happen. Y'all that who that. It's gonna be we that, because we gonna take y'all ass up out of here, Kyrie. Get up out of here. But moving on. Panthers beat the Falcons in front of an AEW crowd.
Dude, it was bad. That was horrible.
9-7. Falcons they're 6-8. Tickets were 45 cents.
Yes.
It rained. I don't even know what good to say about this game. I'm just like, I'm trying to break it down. It rained. People for some reason still sat in the upper deck.
Yeah,
like why? Like why you in the upper deck? Anybody can just move anywhere in this stadium right now. It's just. But hey, shout out to the Panthers, man. They playing spoilers right now. 9-7. You got anything on that?
No. I mean, that was a rough loss for the Falcons. I would be pissed as a Falcons fan because how do you lose to the goddamn Panthers? That's like, bro. I mean, jeez, talk about having a playoff win, right? Like make it, advantage to your favor right there. You playing the Panthers. Granted, it was not great weather conditions, but you have Bijan Robinson. How do you not I don't know.
Yeah. I don't understand how you can't run the ball. You got Kyle Pitts. You got, You got Patterson. Like you got
Algier.
You got a running
you have like
quarterback.
3 people. You have 4 people you can run the ball with, and you don't decide. Hey, you know what? It's raining. Let's run the ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
So, yeah, Panthers get the win. Moving on to the other coach that I was talking about earlier that should be fired. Ron Rivera's Commanders lose 28-20 to the Rams. Rams are now 7-7. Commanders are 4-10. The Rams are keeping their playoff hopes alive, and they're still tied with the Seahawks. At 7-7, Matthew Stafford 258 yards, 2 touchdowns. Williams on the ground, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. Scary Terry, the 1 week that I don't have a game and I don't have to play him. He wants to show up and be Scary Terry again. Get 141 yards and 1 touchdown.
Bruh.
Do it next week when I have to play you in my playoffs because Nico Collins is hurt.
Bruh. Right.
Your punk ass. Tired of Terry. Come on, man. But what's your thoughts on this game?
I'm looking forward to when the Commanders have a good coach because Ron Rivera is, man, that boy is awful. Bro.
I'm not. I love it. Keep being bad.
Yeah, I mean, of course, as a Cowboys fan, you're probably enjoying this shit. But holy crap, man! Ron Rivera should be gone. He should have been fired at the beginning of the year. He should have been fired last year ago. He should have been fired a long time ago, and he should definitely be gone at the end of the year. I know they got a new regime as in ownership in the Commanders, and they're probably just riding out the rest of the season, and they're going to start all over at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year. So I don't really have much to say about the Commanders, but props to the Rams. I did not expect them to still be in the playoff talks.
Crazy.
This late in the season. So props to them for staying competitive, but hopefully they'll beat the Saints on I think they play on. Do they play on Thursday?
I think it is Thursday.
Hopefully they'll beat the Saints on Thursday.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Moving on, San Francisco 49ers just stay hot and showing that they are the bullies of the NFL. They move to 11-3 as they take out the Arizona Cardinals 45-29. Arizona is now 3-11. Brock Purdy 16-25, 242, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kyler Murray 26-39, 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey 115 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. 72 yards and 2 touchdowns in the air for Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it was just the Christian McCaffrey show. 49ers, I mean, what else can you possibly say? We've been saying everything for the last month or so about when they're healthy, they are a different team and they probably the best team in the NFL. I don't know what else to say about it. I hate talking good about the 49ers, but I got to call it what it is. When they're healthy, but this week, coming up, I can't wait to do our predictions for this week because they got the Ravens flock coming up, and y'all already know what it is with me and the Ravens. But what's your thoughts on this game?
That's a huge game Monday night for both teams. I mean, like you said, we've been talking about them all year. When they're healthy, they are the best team in the league.
Yeah.
I still have yet to see Brock Purdy fall behind and try to lead the 49ers back in the game yet. So
that's the thing, they don't fall behind.
They don't fall back. That is what I want to see. I want to see them have to go through some adversity for once, which they may not have to deal with at all, and they win the title, or they have it during the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. So we'll see. Like right now, I can't really say any negative stuff about the Niners.
Right.
Brock Purdy's playing great. McCaffrey's on another level. They got Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo. I mean, good luck trying to stop that. And their defense is playing very well as also. They got Chase Young, Bosa, Fred Warner. I mean, my goodness. That is a scary team. And you're going to have to play them in San Francisco.
Yep.
So good luck. Good luck.
Yep. That's the problem. You're going to have to go there. I've been trying to get Cowboys fans ready and prepared. It's like, if you want to get to the Super Bowl that y'all talking about, you're going to have to play the 49ers. It's just, you can't avoid them. I mean, so
exactly.
Whether you see them second round or third round, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to play them, right? Mm-hmm. Speaking of the 49ers, man, because you didn't even name Greenlaw and Randy Gregory, and then we're not even talking about how better Tre'Davious Ward has been in the secondary
right
in the last month.
They just got weapons everywhere.
It's
man.
just it's
like,
ridiculous, man. So moving on to my Cowboys, man. They lose to the Bills 31-10. Bills are now 8-6, keeping that playoff push going. Cowboys are 10-4. They had a chance to gain the league over which I mean technically they still number one, but they're not gonna most likely end the division, end the season with the division win because of the Eagles' schedule. But Cowboys are 10-4. They had opportunity to kind of put their foot on the Eagles' necks this week, and they just blew it. I'm not even shocked by the loss. That's why I didn't bet you last week, because you heard me the last 3 weeks say they're gonna lose one of these games, and if I had to pick one, it was gonna be the Bills. My problem with this game is how they lost. It's what I'm seeing. It's not you losing. It's the fact that you put up 10 points. It's the fact that Dak only had 134 yards and no touchdowns, and he did throw an interception, which that's typical. It's funny because when a Dak interception. If you've been watching Dak long enough, in these type of games, a Dak interception is about to come on this drive. I literally looked and said Dak's about to throw a pick. And as soon as I said it, he overthrew Cooks, and there was the pick. Like, it's the same storyline. Like, you could tell early how a game is going to play out for the Cowboys. When you get a third down stop in the red zone and you get a roughing the passer. Why? Even if it was questionable, which it was questionable, but it's going to be questionable, Tank Lawrence, so why even put your forearm in his chest like that? That's Josh Allen. They're going to call that. Josh Allen is a flopper like LeBron James. So they're going to call it. So why even do it? Why even risk it? I understand you trying to send a message, hey, we here, but you can't do that on third down in the red zone. That's a big difference between 7 and 3 points. They score 7. You get another stop. It's another 15-yard penalty on third down. Now it's 14-0. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there like, bro, this is the 2021 Cowboys. And I literally tweeted out, okay, this is what type of game it's going to be. It's a 2021 Cowboys game. And, penalties, missed fumble calls, ref should have. Mike McCarthy, if you see Diggs getting up saying, hey, let's hurry up and snap the ball after I fumbled, throw the flag. Don't wait from upstairs. Don't wait to get a thing from upstairs. Just throw the flag. They rushing for a reason. That's common sense. And it's not like the coach. I'm trying not to vent here. It's not like the coach was the one saying get to the line. It was Diggs himself that picked up the ball, gave it to the ref, was like, come on, let's run a play.
Right, yeah.
They didn't even care what. Why? If you see that, Mike McCarthy, why the hell you don't just throw the flag? His explanation was, oh, well, they didn't see the replay in time upstairs, so we didn't get the call. F that, bro. They are telling you themselves that he's fumbled. Diggs is telling you himself, I fumbled the ball. Let's keep it going. They missed it. Let's keep it going. Just stupid stuff, man. And the fact that you can't stop the run, The Bills played a similar style to what the 49ers did to us. And that's another reason I had a problem with this matchup with the Bills, because we struggle with the Bills too. Dak ain't beat the Bills yet. He's never beaten the Bills. Like, even going back to that Thanksgiving game a couple of years ago when the Bills came down here and thrashed us. It's a bad matchup. So I wasn't shocked by the loss. I'm pissed off by how they lost, because you're getting exposed. Your linebackers, your safety hybrids, if they can't get the gaps, if they can't, use their speed to get past somebody, it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap. So, what'd you say? Only 2 games? It don't matter, Rob. He got thrashed both games. He's got thrashed both games, bruh. They didn't lose. They got thrashed in both games against the Bills. So, and the Bills did the same thing in both games. Ran the ball down our throats. Just physical. So, I understand the Cowboys had they had like 10 or 12 players dealing with like some type of food poisoning. I don't care. You got on the field. I expect you to do something, right? So I'm not even like buying that excuse. Everybody that's complaining about the refs, yeah, they missed a few calls, but we only had 5 penalties the whole game. So if you can't overcome 5 penalties, you don't need to be on the field. Granted, they only had one. They ran the ball 47 times, only had one holding call. That's very suspicious.
Bruh.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you only had 5 penalties yourself, so you can't really blame the refs. The only one that I was really mad at was that J-Ron Kearse hit. Because that wasn't no 15-yard penalty, man. Like, he hit him in the back, and J-Ron Kearse is 6'4". If the dude jumps up and he still, like, his helmet didn't hit him or nothing, what do you want J-Ron Kearse to do? Let him catch the ball? Like,
I hear you.
that's the only one where I was like, this some BS. And then I think they missed one call, roughing the pass on Dak, where I was like, okay, well, Josh just got this call. Why is Dak not getting this call? Other than those 2 calls, I didn't really care about what the refs had going on. Josh Allen, the media is going to try to paint this up. I've already seen it with Shady McCoy trying to paint this up like Josh Allen really balled out and outplayed Dak. Josh Allen went 7 of 15, 94 yards, 1 touchdown.
Bruh.
He didn't even have 100 yards because he didn't need to, because James Cook ran for 179 yards. Josh Allen didn't need to do nothing, and he still ended up getting the game ball. You see how they do that? James Cook.
No, I did not.
James Cook did. Let me see. James Cook had 42 yards and a touchdown catching, 179 yards and a touchdown rushing, and the coach gave the game ball to Josh Allen.
Bruh. That's rough.
Even Josh Allen was looking like, what are you doing? So I'm like, yeah, the media is going to spin this as Josh Allen beats Dak. Josh Allen beats Dak. He outplayed Dak. No, he didn't. He didn't do nothing. They ran the ball, and we couldn't run the ball. That was the difference. And I'm going to leave it at that because I can go on a full rant about that. So it's yours.
No, I mean, I agree. I just was a bad game by the Cowboys overall. I think that could have been a statement game for the Cowboys to go into Buffalo.
They always choke.
and beat the Bills. But again, they didn't show up for whatever reason. They just did not play well on either side of the field. Josh Allen, he's my favorite quarterback in the league. He wasn't the reason why they won, by no means. The running game literally cooked the Cowboys on Sunday. He was unbelievable. Yeah, and that couldn't get anything going. That offense couldn't get anything going. It was just a bad game by the Cowboys. Now, do I think this is like the end of the Cowboys? No, not at all.
They fans acting like it.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you want to have a horrible game, you want to have one of these games now and not in the playoffs. These are the type of games you learn from. You try to figure out what went wrong. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that they didn't do right in that game. They just didn't play well at all. Luckily for them, they got to hurry up and get better because they got Miami next.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any easier for the Cowboys. So we'll see how they do next weekend, or this coming weekend, I should say, against the Dolphins. If they lose like that again, then you might be a little bit concerned as a Cowboys fan. But I don't think they're going to show up like they did against Buffalo. I think we'll get a competitive game this coming weekend. But yeah, just Dak didn't play well. The running game wasn't there.
Receivers weren't getting open.
Yeah, nobody was getting open for the Cowboys. Whatever the Buffalo Bills were doing that game, it worked. They blanketed the Cowboys on offense. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't run it. They had Dak scrambling. They had Dak not throwing good. He threw a pick, like you said. You got to give props to the Bills. Overall, the Bills played like that was a must-win game for them, and it was. They lose, they're probably not going to make the playoffs, and they still might not. All these games were must-wins for the Buffalo Bills. So they're going out there. They had a lot more to play for than the Cowboys, whatever you want to say. They're going to go out there and they're going to throw it all out there, and they did. And Cowboys weren't ready to counter that, and we'll see how they do against Miami. I still think Cowboys are still, the top 3 teams in the NFL, regardless of how they looked against Buffalo. I still think they're scary on offense. And, the defense just laid an egg. They did not play well at all. So we'll see how they do against the Dolphins, where they're playing a little bit of a high-octane offense, a little bit, well, let's say a lot better than what we got from Buffalo. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, Niner gang, get out of here, man. But my problem with Cowboys, man, they don't make adjustments. Dan Quinn,
right?
If you see this is my only problem with Dan Quinn. We know you're a beast of a defensive coach, yada yada, but this is what got you fired in Atlanta because you refused to make your adjustments when somebody exposed one of your game plans, and you stubborn. Why is Micah Parsons not getting more reps at linebacker if your linebackers are getting killed? Why not put Sam Williams and Dorrance Armstrong, who've shown you over the years that they can play the edge just fine, and they pretty good in the run game. Put them in, move Micah because you need size and speed at the linebacker position because you're thin. It's nothing but safeties and Damone Clark. That's it. You know Micah can read the run game from the linebacker position. As an edge, he's not a great run defender as an edge rusher. He's not. Like, he just runs around you. That's all he does. He puts his shoulder in the lineman. Marcus Spears said it Monday night. He puts his shoulder in the lineman. He don't use his hands. It's like he's rushing the quarterback every time. He's not playing the run at all from the edge. But when you put him at linebackers the few times they have, he plays the run way better from the linebacker position. Put that speed and that power out there and that size with Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, Tank Lawrence, Micah Parsons at linebacker. I mean, do something. Mm-hmm. And he won't change. He refused to change. He insists on making Michael Parsons, who he drafted as a linebacker, he insists on making him just a straightforward edge rusher. And I don't like that at all. That's not what you drafted him for. Even though he showed that he could do it because of injuries, and he became a monster at doing it, let him rush the quarterback on third down plays, on passing plays. But when you need it and the team is running down your throat, put that boy back in linebacker, man. And let him make some plays in that linebacker position. Just, it's common sense, Dan Quinn, but he refused to make adjustments, man. Mike McCarthy, he didn't make no adjustments to his play calling either. Once Zach Martin go down, you need to change some plays up. You can't do the same things you was doing when Zach Martin was in the game because you don't have Zach Martin blocking. And they was getting at Dak easily when Zach Martin got hurt. But you don't want to change nothing. But hey, all right. That's my only problem with the Cowboys. They don't make adjustments, man. But moving on, Ravens flock take out the Jaguars 23-7. Ravens are 11-3. Jags are 8-6. Lamar Jackson 97 yards on the ground. Trevor Lawrence 264 yards, 1 touchdown. Keaton Mitchell did get hurt. I hated that. I hate to see that. And yeah, he's definitely done for the season, I believe. But Ravens get the win. What's your thoughts on that game?
It was a good win for the Ravens at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars team, who is still trying to win that division, even try to make the playoffs, if you want to say that as well. But yeah, another tough blow to the Ravens, man. It seems like every year, near the end of the year or in the playoffs, they lose a key player to their offense. If it's not Lamar, it was Justice Hill last year, and they lost Lamar last year as well. So it's just like,
what's the running back that always get hurt? Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins again. They lost him, so it's just like they can't seem to keep the main guys on their roster healthy. So a tough blow. We'll see how it affects them in the long run. I don't think it's like a huge loss like a Lamar or J.K. Dobbins loss, but he provided a different type of
explosiveness.
Yeah, he was a fast runner. He's a lot faster than Gus. It's going to be interesting to see how they adjust to that. Maybe they pick up someone off the waiver wire. We'll see. But I still think the Ravens might be the best team in the AFC by far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they've had any games where I'm like questioning them. Again, we'll have to see how they perform in the playoffs, because that seems to be their kryptonite. They make the playoffs and they don't perform. They always they seem to be first rounders and outs. They make the playoffs and they always get eliminated in the first round.
Well, Lamar's barely played too, so that's another thing.
That's true. I mean, yeah, they haven't had their key players. Andrews will be a nice comeback if they get him back in time for the playoffs.
I hope so.
Who knows? Probably 50-50 on that. They still got Isaiah Likely.
Yep.
I like him. He's an explosive, fast tight end. I like him as well. But we'll see what happens. I'm surprised they didn't go after Zach Ertz. which I think would have helped them a little bit
Nah.
in the offense. Nothing like a Mason, like an Andrews would have done. But I think I'm just surprised that nobody has gone after Ertz.
He washed.
Maybe they know something we don't. But maybe he is a little bit washed up. But it's a surprise none of these like contender teams went and just picked them up. Yeah, Bills solid win. Jags are in trouble. They're on the ropes right now. Definitely, they're on the ropes. I would definitely say this game against the Bucs is a must win for them.
For both.
Seeing who the Texans play the rest of the year. And the Colts as well. So this is a must win for the Jags this weekend for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Jags. And then getting to the Eagles Seahawks Monday night. Oh man, this is hilarious because the Eagles fans had so much to say on Sunday. And then they turned around and give up a 92-yard touchdown drive to Drew Lock of all people in under a minute. Eagles fans, y'all already know what you can do.
Shut up, bitch.
You already know what you can do. Let's just. I'm not even go troll right now. At least Seattle wins an important game for them, a must-have game for them. 20-17. They are now 7-7. The Eagles are now 10-4. They're still behind the Cowboys in the division, even though they have a tied record right now. Jalen Hurts, 17-31, 143 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Because I thought Dak was the only one that threw interceptions. Drew Lock, 22 of 33, 208 yards, and his 1 touchdown came at the end of the game to the rookie who has the Cowboys logo tatted on his arm, which makes it even better that he's the one that caught the ball against the Eagles because, you know, he's representing the Cowboys even though he plays for the Eagles. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I don't know, man. That was a tough loss for the Eagles.
Hilarious.
You think without Geno that the chances of the Eagles are winning is a lot higher.
Where's Jay Cross?
You thought, they didn't, Jalen Hurts wasn't really, they didn't know if he was going to play or not, and then he ends up playing. That was a rough loss for the Eagles, man. Like I said, I didn't really get to watch much of the game because I do watch-alongs on Monday. I only really caught the last maybe 5-6 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the Eagles didn't pull that off. They got to go 92 yards downfield.
One timeout.
And
they
one
didn't
timeout
use
as well. Rough. I mean, Metcalf made some unbelievable catches, though. I mean, he made 2 crazy catches on that drive to win them the game. JSN, Njimba, hell of a catch. That was, I mean, talk about catching it on your tippy tips of your hands. I mean, you couldn't make a tougher catch on that possession. And then you got Julian Love making the key interception at the end, keeping his feet in bounds to win them the game.
Did you see the one before that?
I did not see the one before that. I know a lot of people are saying that could have been pass interference.
Could have been, but
on Love.
If you're the Eagles, why are you even throwing that pass to begin? Why are you calling that play? My problem with the Eagles is, actually, it's not my problem because it's helping us out. But the Eagles' problem is you have Swift getting 4.1 yards a carry. And I understand he touched the ball 18 times. Jalen Hurts ran the ball 13 times for 82 yards. Why are you not just running the ball and running the clock out? Why are you taking these deep shots? Or if you do have to throw the ball, you've been dominating with the short passing game with AJ and his size and Smith, and you're just throwing deep to Quez Watkins? For what? You didn't need to do that. They're getting too cute for their own good, and it's costing them. Boss Hog on YouTube, what's good? Appreciate you joining.
Yeah, and the thing too is the last possession, they need a field goal to tie it. Yeah, I mean, you want to win. Obviously, you want to score a touchdown too. You don't even want to probably go to overtime.
Right.
I get it. But you have enough time to dink and dunk your way down the field to kick a field goal. You have Elliott, who's kicked a 61 yarder. That's like his longest career field goal was a 61 yarder.
Yep.
Obviously, you don't want to, have him kick that long of a field goal.
Right.
But why go for the home run in that situation? I get it. AJ Brown, one of the best wide receivers in the league. He has made unbelievable catches all year.
Double covered.
And he's double covered. I get it. I don't know what you expect for him to do. He's not Superman where he's going to fly up into the air and catch that ball and come down. That was just a bonehead play by Jalen Hurts. Or what? I'm going to blame Jalen because I don't think the play call was for, hey, go deep to Brown.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have gotten their 10, 15 yards, spike it, call off timeout, whatever you want to do, and run another play and get into field goal range. Now, then you put it into the kicker's hands there. Obviously, it's not an easy field goal in the type of situation at hand, but Jake Elliott is not a scrub. He's made clutch field goals in the past. Why not go for the field goal? I just didn't like how they went for the home run ball. Julian Love made a tough pick. That was not easy. He dove across the field, got the ball, kept his feet in bounds after hitting his own defender. I mean, that was not an easy catch to keep in bounds. So, props to the Seahawks defense on that last possession, but the blame goes to Hurts on that. On that last drive, why are you going deep when you didn't have to? It's not like you're down a touchdown. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I didn't understand. The Boss Hog said maybe they thought they could catch him off guard. Still should have threw the ball away. The passes the 2 interceptions that he threw, I was looking like, yo, what is going on with this guy? And then he was the one talking about, well, it don't seem like we committed. Everybody's committed after the game. They already pissed off at Slay because Slay decided to have his surgery when he did. And then Slay also went on his podcast was talking about how the Cowboys looked like they were together and they was just having fun last week. And even when they had a down moment, nobody is pointing fingers like we're doing in our locker room. And, kind of making it seem like it's a little trouble brewing in the locker room. So you got players saying things like people are getting down. They're pouting, pointing fingers. Then you got Jalen Hurts coming out last night saying people are not committed and yada, yada. But it's just like, Jalen, what is you doing? Like, what is your thought process, Jalen, on throwing the ball the way you did on both of them? Both of them was underthrown, by the way. So, it is what it is. I just want to update y'all that the most turnovers this season is Jalen Hurts with 17, Josh Dobbs with 17, Josh Allen with 17, Sam Howell with 17.
Bruh.
But they on Fox Sports doing a whole ass skit about Dak losing to the Bills yesterday. They not talking about these 17 turnovers like they were talking. They not talking about these turnovers like they were talking about them last year when Dak was leading them. They doing a full skit, burning his name, talking about he shouldn't be in the MVP conversation because he had one bad game. Let me remind y'all, Brock Purdy lost 3 straight.
Bruh.
Jalen Hurts just lost 3 straight.
Bruh.
And now you want to throw Dak MVP thing in the trash just because they lost to the Bills in the must-win game for the Bills in Buffalo after the Cowboys just won 5 straight? Now you want to throw Dak stuff in the trash? Now what if he come back and clown Miami next week? What y'all gonna say then? This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see how stupid y'all sound? Fox Sports, Shady McCoy, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, who all y'all do is troll. Like, come on, man. People that watch them shows, you deserve to be as dumb as you are. That's all I'm gonna tell you. If you take those shows to heart, Skip Bayless, you can eat a dick too. Because you so flip-flopping. That's why I say he don't represent Cowboys fans at all. We don't like Skip Bayless. We don't like him at all. So if anybody try to tie Skip Bayless down to us, all y'all can, y'all can eat a D too.
I think at this point we all know why they do it. It's all about the viewage. It's all about the ratings. They know if they talk negative about the Cowboys,
to get up there.
That's how you get the views.
Yep.
That's how you get the views, man. It's all about the views at this point. And Fox Sports has probably by far the worst sports shows on their channel. First Take. What is it with First Things First?
First Things
and
first.
then you got
First
Undisputed.
Things First is actually decent, but
It's
Undisputed
okay,
and
but
Speak.
you got what's his name on there? Who's a Chiefs diehard, blowhard, whatever you want to call him. That's awful. Like he doesn't put any of the blame on the Chiefs. He blames everything else but the Chiefs. Then you got the one with Joy Taylor and Shady and
X15.
which I actually like. What's his name? Acho? What's his first name? Is it Emmanuel Acho?
Yeah,
I don't mind him. I think he's actually kind of fair. But Joy and Joy's a beautiful lady. Don't get me wrong, but her sports takes are god awful. And so are Shady. Shady is an Eagles fan. So what do you expect from him?
Yeah.
So I mean, I take their
forehead ass boy.
I take their sports knowledge or takes with a grain of salt because they're awful most of the time. It's all about the ratings and viewage at this point. But to say that Dak was never probably in the MVP talk. He should be considered, absolutely. But is he a contender? No. I mean, he's not going to win the MVP. Absolutely not.
He's not now because he had one bad game. Like, let's not forget, he's still second. Only one touchdown behind. Boss, my bad. Appreciate you, man, for the bits. But I appreciate you for the love, man.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate that.
Dak Prescott, who set out 6 fourth quarter games this year, 6 fourth quarters of the game, still only one touchdown behind the leading guy in touchdowns this year. But he's not in the MVP race. Like, he shouldn't. Come on, man. Imagine if he had to play. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He should be in the MVP race.
He should be where he is, top 2.
No, he should not win it. Again, I don't think he should win the MVP.
It, unfortunately, right now.
But definitely he should be in the conversation. Like, if you're doing like a top 5, top 10, Dak should be in it. If you take him out of it or don't have him in it, you're just a hater. Like, you're just a hater, plain and simple. He's played at a high level. Again, is it against teams that are not good? Yeah, you could say that. When they lose and they lose to good teams, they get blown out. Yeah, you could throw that out there as well. But it's not all on Dak. Dak didn't perform well, but either did their defense. Dak wasn't on the field when the other team was putting up 30 to 40 points on him. So
rushing for 200 yards.
to blame everything on Dak is just being a hater. Like, I'm not a Dak hater. I love Dak. Would love to see him on. I would love to have him on Tampa. Y'all want to get rid of Dak? Shit. Put him on Tampa. Give him I love Dak. Dak and Mike and Godwin? Hell yeah. Give me that. To the Cowboys fans.
Stupid.
And we can move on after this. Cowboys fans are fucking greedy and selfish.
Yep.
Y'all go through. You went from Romo, who was not like, top tier great, but he wasn't no trash.
Right.
And then you move on to Dak. It's not like you went from Romo, had a down quarterback, and then you got Dak. Y'all transitioned to a pretty solid quarterback right after Romo. You didn't have a down year at quarterback. And y'all are still greedy and stuck up, and he's not good enough for this. Who the hell do you want, Cowboys fans? Y'all want Mahomes? Because it ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
I mean, just get over it. Embrace Dak for once in your life and understand that he is not the issue. Does he have bad games? Yes, but so does every other goddamn quarterback in the NFL. Not every quarterback is perfect. Not everybody can be Baker against the Packers. Just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Get out of here.
But I'm just saying, you gotta go with it as, it's your team, man. It's not one person on your team that causes everything else to go downfall. Now, if Dak threw a game-losing interception for a pick 6, yeah, blame Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dak's fault. He threw the pick. They scored.
Like Jalen Hurts,
Yeah, they lost the game as a team. Both sides of the field played awful.
And it started with the defense.
Plain and simple. And the defense couldn't stop Cook at all. That was Cook's best game in his career.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the defense didn't play well either. So, get out of it. Get over it with this whole Dak and Romo shit. They hold that such a grudge against Dak. Like, he went into Romo's house, killed him, and took the quarterback position from Romo.
Right.
Like, get out of here, man. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, man. Like, and I said this after the 49ers game. If you're playing the Cowboys, especially on the road, if you're the home team playing the Cowboys, I should say, if you go up by 10, it's pretty much a wrap for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happens. They just fall apart, or they start getting flags. Like mentally, they just, I don't know what happens to this team, right? But and this is what happened. This is why the 49ers got the ball first, and this is why the 49ers made sure to score first. They was like, yeah, we'll take the ball first because we know if we punch y'all in the mouth first, it's pretty much a wrap for y'all. Same thing with Buffalo. Yeah, we'll take the ball first, and we're going to go right down the field first drive. And automatically put y'all in the hole. So that is what it is. Push play to DJ. Appreciate you.
You got it. Like, I hate the guys that just blame one particular person on their team. It's a team game. There's situations in the game where you can blame one person. But when you're both playing like crap, it's not one particular person's fault. Can you blame it? Can you blame it on coaching? Sure. They didn't come prepared. If you want to go that route, blame McCarthy, blame Dan Quinn, blame the coaching staff. But to blame Dak in particular for them to lose against Buffalo is nonsense. And you're just a hater at this point. You're just a hater. And that goes for every team. Every team in the league. I mean, not just Cowboys, but every team in the league.
What did he say about Tony Khan? He said even Tony Khan booked something good at least, so that was bound to happen for Baker.
Oh, get out of here.
Wow, man. Let's get into the...
And Lambeau, get out of my face with
that. Let's get into the power rankings, which is going to be a little difficult for me this week. Let's get right into it. Oh, and it didn't play the intro. Let's play the intro. Let's get right into it. All right, power rankings from last week. Tony had the Lions 5, Eagles 4, Ravens 3, Cowboys 2, 49ers 1. I had the Browns 5, Eagles 4, Ravens 3, Cowboys 2, 49ers 1. You went first? Who went first last week?
I went first last week.
So it's my turn. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I get the YouTube chat up here on this page as well. Lamont Champion to my time for some shake. Oh, I forgot because he don't see his team, so he finally get to get his team back in here. So yeah, he's looking forward to this power ranking. Dang, this. Ooh.
Bucks at 5. No.
Hey.
Oh hell!
He's doing too much now. If I could get the freaking power rankings to come up so I could change it. There we go. Now open up so we can change it here. OBS want to give me problems. Bruh, there we go. All right. I guess I got to start. Shoot. Man, as soon as I put the Cowboys, you see what happened every time I put the Cowboys back in there and give them a little respect. Yeah. They found a way to
kick you in the nuts.
Find a way to F it up, man. This is why. Number 5. I had Cleveland at 5 last week.
Not a bad pick, seeing how they did. But they did struggle against the Bears.
I'm gonna keep Cleveland at 5. I'm gonna keep, even though the Chiefs got to win. I'm gonna keep the Browns above them.
Wow.
Number 4. I'll take Detroit. Detroit makes
time
number
you show
4.
some respect.
Yeah, F them. They about to get. They'll be out in another 2 weeks. I ain't worried about that. Actually, I like Detroit. That was like one of my sleeper teams even last year. But you know, since we got to play them, it's F them right now. Number 3. Give me the Dolphins.
Okay.
This is by default that I have to put them back in here.
I hear you, bro.
Number 3, the Dolphins. Number 2, I'm gonna keep my Ravens there. And then number 1, unfortunately, I gotta keep it the 49ers. That is my top 5.
Okay, so we're going by how we see them as of now, week 15.
Yeah, so we always go each week.
So I'm gonna have a team that I haven't had. I'm gonna have a team that I've had in power rankings all year out this year or this week. I'm gonna go. Man, this one's a little bit tough. I hate to do this, but I had the Cowboys high. I'm gonna drop Cowboys from I think 2 all the way down to number 5. I have the Cowboys at number 5.
At least you still got them in there.
I still think they're the one of the best teams in the NFC, and I think they're playing better than the Eagles as of now, if you're asking me. If they played on Sunday, I think the Cowboys would beat them again. Just seeing how the Eagles are playing now with no Slay either.
That's a given.
I would give the Cowboys the advantage over the Eagles at number 5. Number 4, I'm going Miami Dolphins. I know they blew out the Jets 30-0, but to me, the Dolphins have not had a high caliber win yet. They go on Sunday and they beat the Cowboys, I'll give them a little bit more respect. But to me, I think the Dolphins are pretenders at this point. They haven't beaten anybody to where I'm like, wow, they are legit. They did beat the Jets, I believe, without Tyreek, which was, one of the issues why people thought they lost to the Titans the week before, because they didn't have Tyreek available throughout the whole game. So, yeah, they beat the Jets. Big whoop. Anybody's beating the Jets at this point. So they're not a good team.
The Eagles did.
So, so at this point, I'm going to say Dolphins at number 4. Number 3, I think a team that should be getting more respect, but they're not, is the Detroit Lions. I got Detroit at number 3. I think where they're at is showing people that they're not these little, puppy dogs, little cubs out here. They're Lions, man. They are hungry. And Dan Campbell is one hell of a coach. And I would love to play for Dan Campbell. He's one of those guys that I'm sure those players would run through a brick wall for Dan Campbell. So they're just clicking right now on offense. They got weapons from the running back, from the tight end. They got multiple receivers that can light you up. I feel like they're a dangerous team. And you're going to have to go to Detroit to play them at a rocking arena where the Detroit fans are hungry for a playoff win. It's going to be the first time Detroit's been in the playoffs in I don't know how many years. So they're going to be loud, they're going to be rowdy, and they're going to be hungry for that win. So Detroit at number 3. Number 2, I mean, this is obvious. Baltimore Ravens. They're playing at another level. They lose another key player on offense to go down with the whole list of other players that they have lost throughout the year. But yeah, I think Baltimore right now is the best team in the AFC, no doubt about it. Again, it's going to have to go through Baltimore looking like during the playoffs, which is not an easy place to play, especially with the weather situation that could be going on in Baltimore at the time. So Baltimore at number 2, and then obviously the Niners, who seem to have no flaws. I mean, Jesus, they're just like a perfect team out there. They got a tight end, they got running back, they got wide receivers, they got a quarterback who's playing mistake-free football. They got a good offensive line, defensive line, middle linebackers. I mean, everywhere. They're just. I mean, I can't think of a negative thing to say about the 49ers at this point. So yeah, 49ers at number 1. Yeah,
there it is. Power 5. Week 15, top 5. Expect to see some changes because we're about to get into the Week 16 predictions. So you see these now, they's not going to be the same next week. I'm going to just let you know now. And let's go ahead and do this Week 16. The intro played again. Let's do this Week 16 predictions. And then, yeah. We're done. I got the hiccups. I was trying to hold it in. That's why you heard that pause. I was trying to hold it in, and it wouldn't stay. Let's go. Let's go with the New Orleans Saints at the LA Rams. Ooh, that's an important game. Thursday night. Who you got?
I'm pulling for the Rams, man. I have the Rams winning against the Saints.
I know you going for the Rams. That's a personal thing with you. That's tough. They at home, so I'm gonna take the Rams. New Orleans got to travel.
I do hope Kamara has a good game, though. I have him on my playoff team, so I hope he does really good. But they still end up losing. Yeah,
so you gotta travel to LA on a short week. That's a good travel from New Orleans to LA. I'm gonna take LA as well. Saturday. We got 2 games Saturday. We got. Didn't they just play? Nah, that's another game. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh Saturday. Who you got?
Who again? Pittsburgh and who? I'm sorry.
Cincinnati at Pittsburgh.
I got Cincinnati. I just think Pittsburgh are struggling right now. I mean, they got Mason Rudolph starting at quarterback. I think Bengals are playing pretty good football right now. They might not have Jamar Chase, which kills me as a fantasy owner. But I still think they win this game even without Chase.
Cincinnati is favored by 2.5. I'm gonna take the Bengals as well. Bills at the Chargers, easy.
Bills
are favored by 11. I got the Bills as well.
Damn, 11. I do think the Chargers are gonna. Well, they don't have Herbert. Never mind.
Yeah. Push play. His Power 5 is 49ers, Ravens, Dolphins, Browns, Lions. Then he said he needs Pittsburgh. Yeah, we talked about that record with Pittsburgh push. So yeah. Then next up, we got the Colts at the Falcons. Atlanta's actually favorite.
Atlanta, really? It's in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I think this is a must win for both teams. Obviously, if you're the Falcons, you lose this game, there's no shot of you making the playoffs. You want to keep winning if you're the Colts because the Texans and the Jags have important games this weekend as well. I'm gonna go Colts, man. They're playing good. Minshew, man, holy crap.
Yeah.
He's playing top tier quarterback right now. At a top tier quarterback level. Let's just, let me make it not cool.
All right.
But he's playing good. I'll just say that. He's playing good.
Right.
So yeah, and I think they're just a better team.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts as well. It's
and
crazy.
You see they're going with Heineke. They're gonna start Heineke at quarterback. Atlanta is.
Well, okay. Vegas knows something, but they got them favored. But I'm gonna take the Colts still. I don't care what Vegas talking about. Tennessee taking on Seattle, and they're in Tennessee. Seattle is favored by 2.5.
Seattle.
I got Seattle as well. This is a big game right here. Detroit 10-4 taking on Minnesota in Minnesota.
It is. It's a do or die for Minnesota right here.
And it's a division game.
I don't think they make the playoff. I got Detroit, man. I think Detroit, if they play like they did against Denver, they're going to be a tough team to beat. So I think, especially without Cousins, they do got Jefferson back, which I think makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I still got Detroit, man. I don't think the Vikings can outscore the Lions.
I mean, the Lions defense is still suspect.
It is.
I think Jamar Chase is going to have a good game. But I'm going to take Detroit as well. Barely, though. Detroit is favored by 3. A game that really doesn't matter. The Commanders at the Jets. Oh, for fantasy, I need both of them to do good.
It's a fucking tie. I'm going to go Jets. I think the Jets win.
I need Breece Hall and I need McLaurin and Thomas to all have good games this week.
Yeesh.
But I'm going to take the Jets.
I mean, that's a good game for them to have. I mean, if you want opportunity for them to do good, I mean, the Jets.
Well, the Jets defense is
the
still
teams
good.
You want. Yeah, Jets defense is pretty solid.
So
but I mean, they didn't look good against the Dolphins.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They better not have a great year then fold in the playoffs. So
yeah.
Packers versus the Panthers. Green Bay all day.
Green Bay.
They only favored by 5, which is crazy.
Wow.
Important game. Ooh, Cleveland at Houston. Ooh.
This is a huge game for both teams here. You know what? I'm going to go with the Flacco. I'm going to go with the Browns. I feel like they're destined to make the playoffs, like I said earlier in the show. I got the Browns winning. I think they'll have Stroud back more than likely. And it's a home game for Houston, but I still think
by
Cleveland
2.5.
wins. Yeah, I think Cleveland wins, man. I think that defense is legit.
It is. It's number 1 defense in the league. That's why
people like to poo-poo on that ground defense, like they're not playing anybody.
No.
I think that defense is legit, and they don't have Tank Dell. They don't have. Well, I'm not sure about Nico if he'll be back or not.
I need him back for fantasy. Golly.
Good luck without those two. They're no Titans defense. They're gonna rough up them. So good luck. I got Cleveland.
I put Cleveland in my top 5. I put Cleveland in my top 5 2 weeks in a row. So I'll be wrong to go against them. but I think Houston is going to win. Okay. Especially if CJ is back. If CJ and Nico is back, Houston is going to win. Boss Hog, appreciate you, man. Jaguars at the Buccaneers. Jacksonville favored by 1. It's some important games.
I think it all depends on if Lawrence is playing. If Lawrence is not playing, I think the Bucs win. But I feel like this Jags offense is just going to be tough for the Bucs to stop. They got speed everywhere with Etienne and then Kirk, and then Trevor Lawrence is at quarterback. But with that being said, I'm riding high with my Bucs right now, man. 3 in a row. Baker played, probably the best he's ever played in his career in Lambeau. Maybe that offense finally found something where they got something going. What I saw from them on Sunday is what I'm hoping and praying we get from them on Sunday against the Jags. So I'm going to go Bucs.
I'm going to take the Bucs as well. I picked y'all to win y'all division, so I think this will be a big step forward for that. Plus, I need Mike Evans to step up for my fantasy team as well. Cardinals at the Bears. I got Chicago. Yeah, so the Cowboys at Miami. Both teams 10-4. Miami's favored by 1.5. I'm going Dallas all day. They just took an L to Buffalo, and I hate that this is a fact about the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are one of those teams that after you win for a while, they have to get punched in the mouth just for them to wake up again. So they won a 5 straight or whatever it was, got punched in the mouth. They'll be back on track next week. They'll take out the Dolphins. Dolphins ain't beat nobody over 500 anyway. So
yeah, again, I think the Dolphins are pretenders. This is a huge statement game to me for Miami.
Yeah,
if they want to prove themselves as a top team or a Super Bowl contender, they need to beat the Cowboys. So I feel like it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on either side, but I do think the Cowboys win. I think the Cowboys will be playing in Miami, where hopefully there's no bad weather, no rain or nothing like that. I just
76
think
degrees Sunday.
I think Cowboys are a better team than the Dolphins. I just think they're better. Now, does Tyreek play? Is the question. Tyreek plays. Right. It's gonna be a tough day for that Dallas Cowboys defense. They got a lot of weapons on that offense, but I still think, even with that, I think Dallas wins.
You know why it's gonna be? It's gonna be actually better if he does play, which sounds crazy. Reason why? Because they're gonna attempt to throw the ball more. Our D-line versus their O-line, I'm taking out D-line all day. Their O-line is not that great. So when you got a team that's willing to pass the ball more, that plays right into our hands. Even with their, fast receivers and et cetera. Tyreek is going to get his because he's Tyreek. But we're going to also cause turnovers and sacks. Just because they're going to try to throw the ball versus doing what everybody should do, and that's just running down our throat.
Yeah, and they got a 1-2 punch in Miami too. With Mostert and A-Chain. So
yeah,
I feel you on that. If less running, more throwing, that does benefit the Cowboys.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Cowboys all day. Right now, Tyreek is scheduled to be back. Zach Martin is, right now they're saying he's supposed to be back, but the Cowboys lie all the time about those injuries, so I don't believe a word of it. Patriots at the Broncos.
You know what? I'm upset right here. I'm gonna go pass.
Hell no. I'm gonna take the Broncos. Broncos favored by 6. Monday night, we got 3 games. It is Christmas, right? Dang, it's Christmas. Somebody finna get nothing but
hugs. Do we have? I know this is off topic. Is there Christmas Day games for the NBA?
Ooh. Yeah, it's always Christmas games.
I haven't heard anything.
Me either.
I haven't seen anything advertised or nothing.
Let me look that up on my phone. But Monday night, Raiders at the Chiefs. That's a big game.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Didn't the Raiders beat them earlier? 2 weeks ago or something like that? 3
Did
weeks
they?
ago?
I don't remember. Did they? I can't recall.
It was either they beat them or it was a close game. But Kansas City is favored by 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, look that up for me. 5 NBA games on Christmas. That's what I was looking. That's what I was looking for because I haven't seen any commercials or nothing either. But yeah, I'm about to say they always do Christmas games. Yeah, they always do Christmas games. They got Dallas play Phoenix. Philly plays
Oh, yeah.
Miami. Boston plays LA. Golden State versus Denver. Oh yeah, Christmas is always.
Yeah.
starts.
Bucks, Knicks, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, Lakers, Sixers, Heat, Mavs, Suns.
Yeah.
But like no advertising for it. Nothing. Remember with a couple years ago when they did the old shooting the
Christmas,
basket? Yeah, like one of the most epic Christmas commercials for the NBA ever. And they haven't heard anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the Raiders, even though I think the Raiders beat them earlier. Did you pick?
Yeah, I got the Raiders.
Okay. Giants at the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 11.
I mean, I have the Eagles winning. I don't see them losing to the Giants. I mean, golly. At home in Philly as well, I got to go for the Eagles.
I said after they lost to the 49ers that they was going to lose to the Cowboys and then win out. And they end up losing last night to the Seahawks.
Same.
So now I'm just like, what's going on? Darius Slay is hurt. He's not going to play. Bradbury is getting toast. I'm gonna still say they went out and win the division for now. But if they lose, man, if they lose this game, I'm gonna take the Eagles though. At home, they should dominate the Giants. It's like I'm scared to pick them now after the last 3 weeks. I did not expect them to lose last night, but especially with Geno Smith not playing. But hey, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm gonna pick the weak Eagles to beat the Giants. Then we got the main event. Main event, baby. Ravens at the 49ers. Woo!
Merry Christmas.
Let's go.
Whoever put this on the schedule did a perfect job. Christmas game, 11-3 versus 11-3. Ravens flock all day.
I kind of want to go Baltimore.
Ravens flock all day. If
But
anybody
I'm
can
gonna
beat
go-
them, it's the Ravens.
I'm going to go Niners, though. I think it'll be a really good game, really close. But I think the Niners pull off the win.
If anybody can match them with the run game and the physicality, especially with the Ravens defense, the Ravens defense is ready for what they got. And on offense, yeah, Ravens all day. If they stay healthy, Ravens got this game. They're going to expose whatever weakness, if one exists at all, for the 49ers. The Ravens is going to be the team that expose it. This is a Super Bowl preview, most likely, right? And I'm taking the Ravens flock all day. And there might be a little homer in me saying this because y'all know I like the Ravens, but Ravens all day. San Francisco is favored by 5.5 at home. I just feel like the Ravens can match them in everything. I feel like they can match them in everything. So secondary, they can match them. Defensive line, I'll give it to the even though the Ravens defensive line is balling, I still get a defensive line edge to the 49ers just because they got all those names. But as far as front seven versus front seven, it's neck and neck because that linebacker core for Baltimore ain't nothing to play with. Roquan Smith, Patrick McQueen, and all them, there's nothing to play with. So, it's gonna be a good one.
That should be a fun game.
I got
Thank
the
you
Ravens
for having it on Monday night. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Monday Night Raw better, they better put on something good or.
But it's a best of. It's a best of.
Oh
show.
yeah, let's go, baby! I ain't gotta watch it then. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, because that is Christmas, right? You're right. So, easy work. I'll be watching NBA and NFL all day, man. So that that is the show today. Appreciate y'all joining on YouTube and Twitch. If you're on YouTube, please do me a favor and like the video. Hit the like button. It's free. It helps the video go a long way if you hit the like button. So please do that. Dopecontent.com. The replay will be up there. And dopecontent.com has like all of our exclusive interviews and things like that. So if you just now new to following the brand or yada yada, or you want to see an interview that you don't want to search on YouTube, most of the interviews are on dopecontent.com. So the Maya Worlds, the celebrity interviews, the Sean Porters, the sports podcast, the latest budget cut podcast. If you like the WNBA stuff, that is on there. All that is on there. So dopecontent.com. You can subscribe to that for free as well. We don't do spam emails or nothing like that. We just keep you updated with the upcoming interviews. So I know Rob asked about the Melina interview. Rob is subscribed to the website, I believe. So Rob, thank you for subscribing. You will get an email once it happened. I'm not announcing nothing else on stream because people can't subscribe for free on dopecontent.com. So it's up to you if you want to do it or not to stay up to date. I put in a lot of work on these websites and all that stuff. So if y'all can't at least subscribe to it, that means you really don't want to know about what we got coming up. Because the website is a lot of work and it's not free to do. So if I'm going to pay for something and I'm going to work hard on it and building it up and all this and updating this and that, at least y'all can do is go to it. If not, oh well. Don't ask me when the next interview is or when it's dropping and who is it and all that, because I'm not going to tell you no more. In 2024, I'm sending emails to the subscribers only. If you ain't on that list, you just find out when you find out. That's what I'm doing in 2024. So some things got to change. I appreciate the ones that come and support nonstop, and the people that come in, you know, on Tuesdays or whatever days, Sundays and yada yada. But I still got to get some things. We got to elevate next year. So some things got to change the way I do things. I'm giving away too much stuff for free when I work too hard to, you know, put stuff on different platforms and all that. So this a lot of work. It's a headache sometimes. So yeah, something got to benefit. Like we have our membership back on YouTube where you can subscribe to a membership. You get special perks from the YouTube, which I need to give out. I was gonna give out some free ones today. I gotta learn how to do it first because they just introduced, like, you know, gifted subs and memberships on YouTube like you do on Twitch.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure out how to do it first. So probably by next week I'll start doing like some free memberships so you can understand the perks of being a member on YouTube versus a sub on Twitch. So we're gonna start working all that in. I'm off work next week and the week after, so I'm gonna have plenty of time to start, you know, getting to work on some of these things to make 2024 even better than 2023. And the work that I'm putting in, y'all gonna have to come to it. Most of it is free. Literally like 90% of what I'm asking y'all to do is free. So I just ask you to come watch, and if you do watch, hit the like button. And if you can subscribe. It's all free. I'm not the type of streamer that's gonna get on here and ask for money unless we have like a certain goal for something that we're trying to reach. Then I'll be like, yeah, we're trying to reach this goal. Other than that, you know, everything is free. So he said I need to start charging. Yeah, hey, go ahead, LeMat Champion. But anything you want to promote before we get off?
No, that's it, man. I'm good. Appreciate you having me on. Always a fun time. And looking forward to next Tuesday to see where we have all these teams.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see where all these teams are at next week.
Yes, sir. LeMat Champion, I appreciate y'all, man, for real. Just for y'all coming in, the handful that come in live, 'cause I know it's midday on a Tuesday, so I get it. So even the ones that watch the replays, I appreciate y'all. Once again, just leave a like, comment on YouTube. It helps the video go a long way. Even if you already watched it live, if you want to do your power rankings, you can put it there. Just anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping, because I will respond on YouTube. Like, that's the one platform I will respond to every comment, just because I appreciate people who come on YouTube. So as I try to figure out that crazy algorithm, I still can't figure that damn algorithm out on YouTube. So, like, I figure out how to get the subs, but as far as like the video, I still can't figure that out. Sometime I hit something that'll hit, and then sometime it'll just nothing. And what's crazy, I got my YouTube, what is it called? My report for the year. It's funny how you know how a lot of people be like, "Oh, WNBA, don't nobody give a damn about the WNBA, yada yada." I put the WNBA stuff up this year because this is my first year covering the Dallas Wings. WNBA killed everything that I've done this year. Cowboys, sports, celebrity interviews, all of it. I got a 1.6 extra million views this year thanks to the WNBA content from last year.
Damn. That's what's up.
So everybody's talking about, oh, WNBA don't matter, yada yada. My numbers say otherwise. That's all I'm saying. My numbers say otherwise. The WNBA killed everything this year. And I'm talking about we did stuff with boxer Sean Porter and Donovan Carter and all these celebrities. Nothing touched the WNBA stuff this year. It's not even close. On my page. I don't know about anybody else's page, but on my page, the WNBA killed. So I can't wait till next season, next spring, to restart up with the WNBA and the Dallas Wings. Shout out to them. Matter of fact, I got a video I need to do sometime this week. They just released their schedule for next year. They just changed the format of the Commissioner's Cup as well. So I'm gonna have to do a video for that too. But yeah, it's crazy how it worked. Push play. Hey, Push. If you trying to get out there and I always forget where Push is located at. Like I put Push in like 4 different cities every time I talk about Push. I'll be like, man, Push is in Miami. Nah, Push is in Virginia. Nah, he's in Atlanta. I just all over the place. But yeah, Push. If you got a DC, I believe. So yeah, if you want to get up in there, let me know so I can start applying earlier. So I can start applying now for the season. If you want credentials, let me know. And we'll talk about, you know, how we do everything. But hold on, let me see. He say never let them know your next move. That's facts. That's facts. But hit me up if you talking about doing WNBA this year. So yeah. I Push always got some things you working on. I already know, bro. But make sure you check out Get the Tables. What's today? Tuesday. So check them out tomorrow on Twitch for the AEW Watch Along. Make sure you check them out Saturday if they go live Saturday for Collision.
I'll be at Collision.
Oh, well, there you go. Is this your first time at Collision?
Yeah, it's the first time they've came. I've been to Dynamite twice, but not for Collision, so it should be fun.
This was my first time at any AEW show, and I did Dynamite and Collision. Collision was way better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Collision was way better, and I'm like, man, I wish I was at home to watch on Saturdays, because if this is how Collision is on a weekly basis over Dynamite, I'm watching the wrong show. Oh, it's not.
But no, it's not. But it's definitely been better last couple of weeks. For
okay.
Sure. But yeah, once they lost Punk and they kind of went a different direction.
Yeah,
it hasn't been the greatest on Saturdays, but I thought the show on Saturday that you went to was pretty good.
It was a good show Saturday. They mixed the women in more. I want you to notice one thing when you do your watch along tomorrow. This was pointed out to me last week, and then I noticed it while I was at the show this week. They're gonna do one women's segment on Dynamite, and it's always at the 8:00 hour. Yeah,
they do it. Usually it's around the 9:30 Eastern time. They usually it's always at that time. Between the second and a half hour of the show.
It's gonna be at the top of the hour.
1 hour, top of the hour, or the mid hour.
Yeah.
Of the second hour, they always do it. Absolutely.
And that'll be your one AEW women's match.
Yeah, it's clockwork. And if there's 2 matches, they do it usually the women's at the beginning, and then they do it the other one at the third 30-minute hour of this. Yeah, it's every week. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like you said, on Saturday, they have 3 matches with the women, or 3 segments with the women. Yeah, you don't get that on Dynamite for sure. No, not at all.
So it was crazy because everybody in my segment was like, Up 8 o'clock, women's match is coming up, and they all got up and went to the restroom. And I looked,
Yep.
it was a women's match coming up. I was like, yep.
It's like clockwork, man. Absolutely. 100%. Yep.
But
It's
yeah,
true.
man. Appreciate y'all, man. Once again, until next time, y'all be safe. And we are out.
Laters, yeah, everyone. Have a great Christmas.
Cowboys about to handle up on the Dolphins.
Laters, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
DopeContent.com.
Yeah.
Subscribe for free.
Yeah.
Become a YouTube member.
Yeah.
Oh, now Stream Elements want to work on YouTube. I'm gone. Stream Elements ain't did nothing the whole stream. Now they want to. Man, bye. Bye.